Hello Pisces. I warmly welcome you to SHARO'N's Tarot. I'm really happy to have you here sharing this moment with me. Thank you for your energy, your trust, and for being part of this space. Remember that you are the one who creates your path. You have the power to build the future you desire. Take only what resonates with you in this reading, and simply let the rest flow without forcing it. This is a general reading, so you can watch it whenever you feel guided to. If you wish, you can also complement it with your rising sign or your moon sign for a more complete guidance. Now we are going to connect with the energy of the moment and receive the messages that your guides, your intuition, or your ancestors want to share with you, according to what you are going through, thinking, or feeling right now. Knight of Swords also appears here, along with the World card. You also have the King of Wands. And I'm going to draw an additional card for this King, the Magician, Pisces. I see that there is something you need to do urgently, or something that is important for you. It is not an easy task or procedure, but it is also not something that will get out of your control. This is reflected in your cards, and I can see that you will focus on it, and you will actually achieve it. The cards show me that at this moment you have strong arguments, or that you are right in many of the things you are thinking, and in the end it is very likely that you will obtain what is a priority for you and what you are currently seeking. I also see that a few days ago you went through situations that were not easy. They forced you to move quickly, meaning you had to make somewhat improvised decisions or go through challenging circumstances. Even so, I feel that, as much as possible, you managed to move things forward. The World card shows me that this cycle that has been difficult, and that has also involved burdens or matters that were ultimately temporary, has now come to a close. Anything you were experiencing that you already knew was temporary is also coming to an end. Energetically, it is shown that many things are starting to work in your favor. And if there was any misunderstanding with someone, or something didn't happen, or you were told no, I also see that this situation is completely closing or transforming into something better. Because the World card also indicates that you are beginning to receive what you did not obtain in previous days, or even that you will realize it was actually better that it didn't happen, because now it becomes the opportunity for something different. The World card not only shows a major closure, but also a major new beginning related to something you are currently seeking, or something that leads you to live better according to your desires. The World shows that most energies, whether from the people around you or even, if you believe in energetic matters, the environment you will be entering, will be on your side. It is a very powerful card. This card indicates that your major ambitions this week can be completed at 100%. The King of Wands also appears here together with the Magician card, and this speaks of a restart for you. You are going to return to something that was left pending last week, and that you were not able to complete. I see that you will try again, this time with much more determination, taking into account what did not work in previous days. It is something you do not want to let go of. You truly want to do it, or you are simply now starting something you had not been able to approach before due to other difficult circumstances that were present. On the other hand, I also see that with a new attitude you will be doing the things you know you need to face in the immediate future, related to work, home, and daily life. It is as if you are about to give a different touch, a different turn, to what you usually do. What I find interesting is that I see you achieving a better or different result. Whether it is that your sense of time feels more pleasant, meaning you feel that everything flows during the day or over the days, or that you will feel things going more smoothly, with more motivation and more energy. The King of Wands reinforces this vitality. I also see that it will be much easier for you to get what you are looking for, because there is a lot of energy and attitude in you. From a predictive point of view, this also shows me that it will not be as difficult for you to deal with people, especially if you work in customer service or if you interact with clients or people in general. I see that it will be much easier for you to close deals and express yourself. Communication will be smoother because you have the Magician card. So I see that thanks to your skills you will also be able to achieve better agreements or better outcomes with people. The Magician also shows me that there is something else you will be creating in the coming days, and I'll leave that open depending on your interests and what you do. It could be that you create things online, or in other cases even something for your children if you have them, or some craft, something artistic. But the Magician card shows that you want to create something that is yours, something authentic and truly personal, And yes, it will be possible. You will have the materials, the focus, and the space. The cards show that things will be much easier and more favorable for you. The sign of Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. What do they represent for you? I see people with Sun or Ascendant in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius around you. People who will support you in these new creations, accompany you, and give you good advice. It could even be that someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy surprises you with something interesting. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Pentacles. I do see a fresh environment. The Page of Pentacles shows that your new plans are going to work, or at least the ideas you already have in mind in broad terms. Even your ability to improvise in the present moment has improved. There is a strong energy of responsibility. You also want to do things properly from the very beginning. Many things are indeed going to be possible. Some things may need to be adjusted or adapted. But that is also why you have the Magician, because the Magician is able to achieve difficult things or transform them. You are a mutable and quite spiritual sign. So in essence you will preserve the core of things, but it is very likely that whatever feels difficult you will end up adapting and managing in an interesting way, without changing its essence, doing the same activity but with a different person, or slightly modifying something you usually create. And if it is not that, I also see that you will take advantage of new materials or new things that will be coming into your hands, because the Page of Pentacles also shows, among other things, not only this responsible and focused attitude, but also new resources. I see something new and material that you are going to obtain, and that will help you achieve what you are looking for. I also see that something like this has already arrived for you. The Page of Pentacles shows that a few days ago you obtained something, and that has also strongly motivated your heart in some way. The security or the feeling of having something, whether material, knowledge, or some insight that was revealed to you, is working in your favor emotionally and mentally so that you can focus. It is like when someone, for example, likes writing or is studying and gets a new notebook and a pen. A simple thing, but it gives extra motivation. For other people who are watching this reading, it may be something more ambitious, something bigger. You are in a place that feels more pleasant, or you may also be receiving something material of higher value. But what I do know is that the impact on a mental level is very similar, meaning that regardless of the cost of this, it is as if you had gained something, as if you had something that in one way or another also makes it easier for you to achieve things in the near future in a much simpler way. In the same way, the cards show me that if there is anything you are missing, you will obtain it. I feel that you are going to receive something you have also been waiting for. The World card shows me here a woman contemplating the city. It seems that there is something you already know is going to arrive or that you are going to receive, whether it is money, an object, or even someone's help, but I see that this will come without any setbacks. I do not see anything being cancelled, or at least the cards do not show that. The Lovers card. Let's draw more cards to complement this energy. I see a person here supporting you in everything you need or desire. Four of Swords. Yes. I sense that there is someone who will do everything possible so that you are okay, Pisces. This is a person you usually talk to quite often. If you have a partner, are dating someone, or are getting to know someone, he or she is showing a calm attitude. They are coming out of a crisis and beginning to feel at peace. The Four of Swords appears, so I perceive an emotional and mental shift. Their thoughts will become more organized, and their intention will be for both of you to be calm and comfortable. Especially because a few days ago, with this Knight of Swords, or even what you are currently going through, has been quite abrupt and challenging. He or she will want everything to be much calmer and more relaxed. And also, as I was telling you, I feel that they will accompany you or do something for you so that you are okay, or simply their presence will be enough. When people love us or care for us, they bring a lot of calm and serenity to our hearts because they listen to us and stay with us. So I see someone who will bring you a lot of stability, especially helping you with mental anxiety or anxiety in general. I also see in your cards that if you are seeing someone, this person is quite relaxed. I do not feel that he or she is doing anything negative behind your back. If that were the case, you would already know it, right? Meaning, if right now you have no suspicions about this person, I do not see any issues involving third parties, betrayals, gossip, or anything like that. On the contrary, the cards show peace and stability. And if you are single, The Lover's card also indicates the beginning of a connection with someone, especially conversations starting over the phone. Obviously, it could be someone you already know in person, but I see a lot of communication through the phone, especially with the Magician card. It is the most practical and direct way, but it is as if one thing leads to another. First friendship, then conversation, and eventually something more. The Justice card is very mental. It shows me that a romantic feeling will arise from ideas. This person will really like what you think, your judgment, your way of making decisions. I see that on a mental level someone is going to fall for you. Not only because of your appearance or personality, but because of your way of thinking, your vision, and your sense of justice. It is very likely that you will start talking a lot with someone, and that creates a strong bond. When someone falls in love with another person's ideas, it is a very deep kind of love. If this is already happening to you, if you say yes, I have been talking to someone quite often lately, the cards confirm that it is already happening. There is someone who, through talking with you, is beginning to fall in love, and it is very possible that this person will want to commit to you, because the Justice card also shows clear decisions and definition in the relationship. Pisces, if the romantic topic is not very active, I still see that if you need to make fair, balanced, or transparent decisions with someone, or reach agreements for some new process, especially something important at this moment, you and that person will be able to come to an agreement. I do not see anything negative or serious conflicts, especially if there are legal matters or paperwork involved. Instead, I see successful agreements in these days. And of course, everything related to partnerships, social outings, commitments, interviews, or the social part of your life carries an extra component of luck, open paths, and good fortune. Let's draw additional cards to see a bit more. Pisces, I see that you are going to go to a viewpoint very soon. Take a wish at that viewpoint. I'm telling you this because viewpoints, due to their architecture, are elevated. It's like one of those symbols, right? Being closer to the sky. And you know that whether mentally, psychologically, or even spiritually, it gives a feeling of being closer to the sacred. Yes. So this is simply a perception, but when you go to a balcony or a place like that, make a wish or focus or concentrate also on what you want. It's just that this is a reflection, right? Whenever we are contemplating a city or looking at something from above, we enter a different mental state. And I see that it's good for you to communicate with God, your guides, the universe when you are in a place like that. And if you usually, let's see, if you say, I live in a high place, I mean I have that situation where every day I go out and see the city. Or if you are in a place where this is frequent for you. In that case, I see that you have made a wish in a place like that which reminds you of this kind of scene. And I feel that wish is also about to be fulfilled, especially whatever is needed for that to truly happen. The Sun. Let's see. The Moon, the Six of Swords. Let's see what this refers to. The Sun and the Moon are very magical. It's very eclipsing. Very much like an eclipse. Six of Swords. Ace of Wands. Five of Swords. Okay. Let's see. The Tower. Look, if at this moment you have a somewhat difficult situation with someone, and you want that person to move away, to distance themselves, someone who is just passing through your life, I see that that person is going to leave. Your cards here show information where I see a person who is not exactly pleasant, who honestly I feel is either going to give up on something, or is having difficulties. I understand you are not focusing on this. And for some people this might even be unnecessary, because it is not the situation of everyone watching the reading. But what I do know is that this shows here the fall, so to speak, or the difficulties of someone you are interested in distancing from you. Someone who is passing through or someone you don't get along with very well. I feel that they are far, meaning it is a person who is already distant. You barely even talk to them, but this person will continue to drift away. It is as if the cards were telling you, you know what? Difficult people keep moving away from your life. They are not going to arrive. They are not going to be close to you. Or people who are not in alignment with your well-being. So I see with the Five of Swords and the Tower the downfall of something behind your back that was not very good. You are going to realize that someone possibly tries to do something that would not benefit you. And it simply doesn't work out. Yes, because even if you feel this resonates more because that kind of person is already far away, it is still very possible that this person may have tried to do something that would not have helped you, but it will not succeed. In other words, the cards show me that any complicated or difficult initiative here with a Five of Swords, this does not work. It does not work against you. Yes, because the Tower card appears, the Sun card, the Moon card shows me that in part you are aware of this situation, but not 100%, because the Moon and the Sun show me as if you were 50-50 conscious of what is happening. You may know who I'm talking about, but you don't know everything they are doing or everything they speculate or say about you. So I still see this as something that is more like water under the bridge, or even a circumstance that does not transcend, but I do see that this type of complication, or difficult people, or that difficult person depending on how it resonates with you, keeps moving away. Your cards also show me that you avoided a problem. In other words, if at this moment you are stepping back from something, you don't want to do something, or you are choosing something better, I see that you avoided a situation that in the future could have turned into something you would not want, Pisces. So there is something here that I see dissolving or fortunately you did not choose. Your intuition is very powerful. That is, the Moon card also shows me that in part you were sensing or intuiting something about what I'm telling you. And it does appear in your cards. So what remains is that things are cancelled out. Or it is very possible that you will also see that any type of psychic attack, envy, or energetic negativity against you also does not work. The cards are mentioning that as well. Pisces, the signs I see with your cards, you have the Leo sign. The Leo sign appears here as well. You have Gemini, Taurus, Capricorn, and Aquarius, Virgo and Gemini, the Libra sign, Aries, Libra, Leo, Pisces, and the Gemini sign. These are the signs that repeat the most in your cards, and they help you identify people's sun or rising signs. Thank you, Pisces, for sharing this reading with me here at SHARO'N's Tarot. I hope these messages brought you clarity, guidance, or simply a little light to your path. Remember to keep only what resonates with you and release the rest with love. Trust your intuition, because it is always guiding you to where you need to be. If you enjoyed this reading, you can subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell to keep receiving more messages from the universe. I send you lots of beautiful energy, protection, and abundance. See you in the next video. And remember, nothing is a coincidence, everything arrives at the perfect time.